showing that they're industry leaders there, because what they're doing is they're coming up with these things that you don't even know that you want until you have it, and you say, man, this thing, you know, I don't know why they didn't think of it sooner. That is the mark of a good industry leader, when they can come up with things that you don't even know you want, and when you experience it, you realize that this is something that you need, or this is something that you couldn't see yourself going back to the old ways. Then you know you're an industry leader. And this is the type of thing that Google has been doing and is doing. So download the latest version of Google Chrome and enjoy this feature. Check it out. See how you like it. I'm telling you, this thing has got to be. I'm going to download the latest version of Google Chrome when I go home today. And I'm going to check this thing out for myself. And we're coming right up again on another break. So we're going to continue to talk tech news and tech reviews. If you like what you see so far, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're coming right back. Oh yeah, and just like that, I told you it was coming right back. I'm right back now. Okay, seriously. Okay, we're coming right back, right after the break. We're back. We just took a quick break, nothing long. We didn't want you to go too long because this next story is something, I mean, the people at Microsoft and what they're allowing people to do with the Kinect. I mean, first Microsoft came out with the Kinect, right? And then they're using the Kinect in their new product they're calling the Illuma Room. And if you haven't seen that demo, you should check it out. Just Google Illuma Room and look at that demo. That thing, what they're doing as far as gaming and augmented reality to get you not only into the games, but movies that you're watching, to make your whole room a part of the game or a part of the movie you're watching. No other technology out there does this, especially at the consumer level. Now, in addition to that, so that's being done right now using the Kinect. Well, Disney research team, they have invented, or they have developed an aerial prototype that adds force feedback to the Kinect. So you know what the Kinect is. The Kinect is that device that Microsoft made that goes in front of it, works with the Xbox, it sits right in front, it has a camera on it, it senses you, you become the controller, so when you're in a game, you duck, your character in the game duck, you move your hands, the character in the game moves their hands and stuff like that, so it mimics you, it scans your body and then it mimics your movements in the game without any controllers as far as physical controls like what the Wii has. The Wii has, you know, the controls using your hand, or even the PlayStation Move has the that controller in your hand, and then it has like a nunchuck over here and stuff like that. But the Kinect doesn't do that. Everyone out there basically knows what the Kinect is. So now they have added force feedback. Now what is force feedback? Force feedback is what some computer users had in their controllers. When you play computer games, if you're a computer game out there, you know what I'm talking about. There is this technology called force feedback, that when you're adjusting your control, let's say you're flying a plane, for example, and the plane is in trouble, so it's hard to turn left. As you try to turn left, the controller will push against your hand to make it so the controller doesn't want to turn left. So you actually feel that force, like you have that G-force going and you have to try and struggle to turn it. That's what force feedback is. It gives you resistance so you feel like you're struggling in something. So like if I run into a wall, for example, the rumble controllers was a very crude version of force feedback. I was just trying to give you some kind of feeling. But the true force feedback, if you run into a wall, it would be hard for you to move forward, or you would feel that thump. You know, that's what force feedback would do for you. And so they have figured out how to add force feedback to the Kinect. Now, this Disney research team went there and unveiled this accessory called the Aerial, which has been created by the providers, created to provide force feedback in the form of focused air blasts. That's what they're using to provide this resistance. So imagine that you're running and all of a sudden a wind is in the game and you have to run against that wind. All of a sudden it's going to be, they're trying to give you that feeling that it's harder to run because you have this air that's blowing at you. And this system called the Aerial, by the Disney team, it works with the Kinect, and it's a device that is currently still in the early stages of development, but has been designed to provide players with that real sense of being involved in the game that they're playing. And they came up with a video of it. You can go to Geeky Gadget's website, and you can just put in Disney Research Aerial prototype, and you'll see that the force feedback in action. Now, the Aerial cannon tracks the player as they play games using the Kinect system and synchronizes their gameplay. And the Disney researchers described the system as creating an interactive tactile experience in free air. So it synchronizes your gameplay with your actual movements, and they're calling that an interactive tactile experience in free air. And the Aerial will be demonstrated at this year's SIGGRAPH 2013 conference, along with other projects seen on their website. Now, unfortunately, no information on pricing or when this thing is going to make to market, but obviously, if Microsoft can get this thing out, if Microsoft and Disney, because, you know, the two of them are working together on this thing, if they can get this thing out. I mean, first they showed us the Illuma Room, and now they're showing us the early forms of force feedback as it relates to the Kinect. I mean, with their new system coming out this year, if they can come out with peripherals like this, like the Illuma Room, you know, because frankly, their new system in and of itself didn't really impress me. You know, the voice control, all that's cool, but, you know, it didn't really impress me as far as a real advancement in technology. But if they can come out with a force feedback system for the Kinect as well as the Illuma Room, I'm telling you, they would blow the gaming industry to another level. Not just take it, but blow it to another level. I'm telling you, these are the type of innovations that make being a part of the tech industry, these are the type of innovations that make being a part of the tech industry so special. And when you see these things, I mean, there hasn't been a real significant leap in the gaming industry in a long time. The most we've had is better graphics, maybe better connectivity in playing games, but not a major leap. Not when we first had the Atari, and then we came up to the 16-bit era, and you're like, oh man, and then you jump from the 16-bit to the 32-bit era, and it was just that much different. Now it's kind of just gotten, you know, because remember, we used to have 16-bit, 32-bit, 64-bit, you know, that used to define what a system is. And now we've moved away from those bits and bytes and things like that, and we've just come into raw processing power, and now it's all about better graphics and better connectivity, but no real innovation. That's what things like the Oculus Rift is doing, bringing innovation back to games. And if Microsoft, with their Illuma Room and now this force feedback technology, I'm telling you, man, Microsoft has a gold mine in their hand. And if they want to really blow away the competition, I'm telling you, they can do it right here. They can do it right here with this gadget right here. Now, we talked about Nokia earlier in the in this report, and the Nokia Lumia 521. If you're a Nokia fan, I mean, Nokia is doing what they can. That Nokia Lumia 521 is now available, according to a report by Techno Buffalo. It's now available for T-Mobile. You know, and if you like Nokia, right? If you like Nokia and you want to see Nokia succeed, so you're like, you know, I'm waiting for a good phone from Nokia. When are they coming out with stuff? Well, the Nokia 5, and this phone doesn't look bad. I mean, Nokia is really, in my opinion, they're firing on all cylinders. The Nokia Lumia 521 is now available at T-Mobile. So if you're a T-Mobile customer, you can get this, the Nokia Lumia 521. This is a Windows 8 phone, Windows 8 device, and is now available online in the T-Mobile stores for only $29.99 down. So $30 down, you can get this cool Windows phone. The phone can be purchased with the T-Mobile's new Simple Choice plans, in which you pay 24 monthly installments of just $5 on this phone, or a total of $150 before you own this device outright. So you pay $30 down, $5 a month, and then your plan, whatever plan you choose, whether it's a $50 a month prepaid plan, $30 a month prepaid plan, whatever your plan. So you pay $30 down, and then you pay your $50, you know, for the month, you know, your normal, and then just add an extra $5 on top of that to pay for the phone over 24 months, or you could just shell out $150 right away and get the phone outright. But if you don't want to do that, for $30, you can get the Nokia Lumia 521, and you know, this is an entry-level phone, but it doesn't look bad. That's the thing about it. I mean, it looks pretty good, and it does offer a few compelling features considering the low price the phone has. It's equipped with a 1 gigahertz Snapdragon S4 processor, not dual core, but a 1 gigahertz Snapdragon S4 processor, 8 gigabytes of storage, 512 megabytes of RAM, a 4-inch display with a resolution of 800 by 400 pixels of resolution. It won't run on T-Mobile's new LTE network, however, it's stuck on the store HSPA for 3G network. The specs, you know, aren't amazing, but when you consider that you're getting a Nokia free Here Maps, that Here app we talked about, that does all that stuff turn by turn, voice guided navigation and more, for only $150, when you get all access to those Nokia apps that we told you about, that's really on the cutting edge, for just $5. And you know, for a phone for a child or something like that, this is definitely a phone you need. Or for people, because I know people in my family right now that don't really care about all the features of the Samsung Galaxy S4, of the HTC One. They're never going to use all that. They just want a simple, basic phone. Or for like your mom or grandparent or something like that, who don't want a bunch of fuss in their phones. This right here is a good choice. I mean, the camera, the resolution on the screen isn't great. 800 by 400 pixel, 480 pixels. That's not that great. But if you're someone that doesn't really care about that, you just want a basic phone, and you're gonna get access to all of the Nokia apps, especially the Nokia Here app that's coming up, and other apps that Nokia is coming out with. I mean, this is a good budget phone at T-Mobile, and the 1 gigahertz Snapdragon S4 processor. It still has LTE, just not, I mean, it still has 3G speeds, just not their new LTE network, the slower HPSA, which isn't bad. You can still get Wi-Fi, or you can use your cell service to connect to the internet and stuff like that. So for a low budget, low cost phone, $30 down, $5 a month. You have a child, you're trying to break into the phone world, you're trying to get them something that if they lose it, or if they bang it up, it wouldn't have, you're not going to pull your hair out because like, oh man, I just bought this Samsung Galaxy S4, I just bought this HTC One, I just bought, you know, this new Sony Xperia phone that they came out with as well for big money, and they broke it on the first day, or this new iPhone 5 or the iPhone 5S that's coming out. You don't have to worry about that. This is a good budget phone for anyone who wants a good phone, and it's a Windows phone. Now, like I say, Windows phones have been traditionally, especially the ones coming from Nokia, have been